Okay, أولتين السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته and welcome back everyone and welcome to you Hazem with us. Hazem,
Thank you very much.
Hazem, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great, and I can hear you too. So let's introduce Hazem. Hazem, quickly, in a very, very quick hint, would you please introduce yourself to us? As you may see, we are Noha, Mohammed Mahbub, Mohammed Mustafa, Mohammed Damasri, Mohammed's in the same room, and Hazem. Okay?
Okay.
So, Hazem, it would be my pleasure if you introduce yourself, please.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
My name is Hazem Diab. I am computer engineer, 30 years old, live in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I hope that.
Is this all?
Yes.
Do you have
Sorry?
anything else to tell us about yourself? You can talk about whatever you would like to say, your work, your hobbies, your favorite dish, whatever. Give us a small hint about yourself, please.
Okay. Actually, I'm not a good talker anyway, but about my work, I'm working as a computer engineer since around 10 years ago. Moved to Riyadh since around 8 years back, working for one Jeddah company, which is mainly centered in Riyadh, head office in Riyadh, with some branches in Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Emirates, and South Africa.
Right.
Our main customers or main business areas are banking, telecommunications, healthcare, governmental. My main role currently, I am an integration consultant and team leader in my company, managing around 10 or more, at least 10 members in my team. That's it.
Okay, that was interesting. So which university you were graduated from?
Alexandria, Faculty of Engineering.
Alexandria Faculty of Engineering, computer department, definitely, yes? Okay, thank you very much. Rami, hello Rami, how are you?
Hi, how are you? What's you?
Okay, thank you very, very much. Hazem, nice to see you.
Thanks so much. Thanks for the invitation.
How are you and how's your life? How's your life going on?
Sorry?
How's your life going on? I hope
good. So far, so fine.
So great. So would you please introduce yourself as fast as possible, please?
Sure. My name is Rami Refat. I work as a medical science liaison in a pharmaceutical company. And I live in Jeddah.
Too many colleagues in here.
Yeah.
Too many colleagues in here, yes?
So it's my pleasure to meet you, all of you.
Thank you very much, Rami. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you too. All right, so you're a medical representative, right?
I am a medical science liaison. It means I work here in medical department, not in sales department.
What is it again?
I work as a medical science liaison. Okay, so it's related to a medical department, not sales department as medical representatives.
All right, great, Rami. Okay, and you live in Jeddah?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, nice to meet you today. Actually,
thank you, me too.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce these two guys. They just gave me phone calls, like instant phone calls, and they were asking about my course. Then I instantly told them that they can, well, they are very much welcome to join my course so that I don't spend much time in, discussing with them and telling them what to do when. I was just all of a sudden, please come join in my class. Inshallah, they will get the best benefit out of it, and then they will decide whether to continue the course.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Welcome, Rami, and you're very much welcome, Hazem. Hazem, unmute your microphone. We need you guys to speak up, okay? We need you to speak up. Even if you're tired, exhausted, you're not very well prepared, and you're not in the mood of talking, malish. Yani, let it be, it's just 1 hour left, okay? Try as much as possible to interact with us within this time, and especially that we're going to start our writing class today. So, in regards with the writing, you guys know that the writing is going to take how long? The writing will take how long?
1 hour.
1 hour, very good. Because we have how many tasks?
2.
Excellent. What are they? Are you guys taking the general test or the academic module? Which module are you?
For me, a general test.
Rami, general. So everyone here is general, right? That's good for us. Anyone else is planning to take the academic module? No. Yasmin. Yasmin, what are you planning? Are you planning to take the general module too? Yasmin, planning to take the general module or the academic one? Sina. Okay, most probably she cannot hear me. Maybe she has a problem. But Basil and Mohammed Mustafa, you guys are planning to take the general or the academic?
General.
General, great. That's good for us. So anyway, let's focus on the general explanation now. For the general, as you may see on my board now. Bismillah. Can you see my board well? If you cannot see the board well, all you have to do is to double click on my.
Did you start for a long time? From long time?
Yes, I was talking to you. I was asking you, are you planning the academic module, my dear? General or the academic module, Yasmin? Which module
I
are
can't
you
hear.
taking?
I can't hear you, Hind. What did you
Again,
ask?
which module are you planning to take? The general module or the academic one?
General module.
The general module. Thank you very much. So all of us are going to take the general module. Okay, I want you guys to look at the board carefully because now we're going to explain what are the 3 sections in our writing component. Can you see my board well? Can everybody see my board well? Okay, can you guys see the board well?
Yeah.
Yes.
So here for the writing, as I said before, writing would take 60 minutes. And in regards to the time, we'll have 2 sections, section 1 and section 2. Section 1, which is letter writing, and section 2, which is an essay writing. Dividing the time will be divided into 20 minutes here and 40 minutes here. All right? In regards with this is the time. In regards with the word limit, we'll have 150 words to write in the letter and 250 words as a word limit to write in our essay. So 150 for task 1, 250 for task 2. Fair enough? Any questions in regard to the outline? Yes? No questions? Everything is clear? Yes? Shall I erase my board now? So how many minutes should I assign for task 1?
20.
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
40 minutes.
40 minutes.
So the total time is 60 minutes, which is the writing
1 hour.
time. 1 hour. Very good. Okay. Now, the very important and crucial question for task 1, which is the letter. For the letter writing, do we have any different types of letters? Yalla Rami, I know that you know it.
Okay, formal, semi-formal, and casual letter or informal.
Okay, so formal. Rami, you're so clever. Yeah? Whom are you following?
Yeah.
WhatsApp or Instagram or Facebook?
Sorry?
Whom are you following on the social media?
I'm not active in social media,
Right?
but I have experienced IELTS before almost 5 times, so I'm a little bit familiar with like 5 times, yes. Exactly, yeah.
It's too much, Rami.
5 times.
But 5 times,
I know.
we can tell something in a positive way. It tells me that you're a very persistent person. Yeah?
Thank you.
You can tell me something else, like how did you think about referring back to someone who would be guiding you to what to do and what not to do? Anyway, maybe it's not too late for anything, okay?
Yeah.
Decision to refer back to someone who can guide you and just point out your weaknesses to be able, inshallah, to take the test for the 7th time.
Yes. sixth time. Yeah.
You know what? I'm very optimistic about the number 7. Do you know this? Number 7 is my favorite. So let's hope.
Great.
Maybe number 7 will be your lucky number. Who knows? Yes?
I hope so. Yeah.
Inshallah. So for the letter writing, we know that for the letter we have formal letter, semi-formal letter, and informal, or we call it friendly letter. So in regards with the person you're talking to, formal letter must be to you. Hazem, any idea? Formal letter usually sent to?
To formally in your company, or colleague, or customer, whatever, something related to work.
Formal letter cannot be to your colleague. It could be to your boss, to your manager, to another manager in another company, to a school principal, or Mohammed, Mahbub, do you have any other ideas?
I totally agree with you in regards to the boss, to the superiors.
All right. So yes, it's someone superior whom you don't know, right? Or whom you're talking to the first time, or there is no personal relationship between you and this person. Okay. Semi-formal letter is usually sent to someone whom you have a relationship, but not that close relationship, not like a friend, a brother, or a family member. Maybe one of your acquaintances, like for example, the landlord. You guys know what's a landlord? A landlord is the person whom you have an apartment in his building. Yes? The person you pay the rent to. We call it a landlord. So a landlord, or it can be, what else? It can be formal letter. Or it can be to?
Manager. Your manager.
You have good relationship with him, but you want to maintain the formality. You cannot be very informal with him or too friendly with him. Otherwise, that wouldn't be really nice. Yes? Or that would break his prestige. And for the friendly letter, we usually send to friendly letter.
Friendly.
A friendly letter is usually sent to.
Yes, I said to your friend, to your colleague.
Could it be a family member as well?
Yes, your family member.
It can be an acquaintance. Acquaintance means someone you know, but someone you know closely. So it can be your acquaintances, your family member, your friend, or someone who is close to your heart or near to your heart. Okay? Someone you know quite well. That's it. Understand? Understand? Okay? Is there any questions before I move to another point? No. How does the letter, or what is the big difference between a formal and an informal letter? Here, the big differences between formal and informal letter. Number 1. So we have here differences between the formal and the informal letter. Right? Is there a big difference between them? Actually, the outline is one outline. Outline means the way the letter looks, like dear, introduction, body, conclusion, signature, and that's all. That's it. The outline is the same, yet the content is not the same. Okay? How's that? Number 1. You guys know what do I mean by the word contraction? Anyone, please? Contraction means what?
Opposite?
Huh?
Opposite?
No. Contraction is not the opposite. The contraction is when you put 2 words in one word. Like, for example, I am. This is the contraction of I and am. Yeah. Contraction. Putting 2 words, doing 2 words into one word. Okay? And this is usually American. It's the Americans who do this. They are so good at contracting. They can contract 3 words. Like, for example, would have, would have, will not, won't, cannot,
Can't.
can, he is, his, very good. She is, she's,
She's.
very good.
Yes.
We are,
Where?
where, they are,
There.
They
There.
are.
there, very good, there, very good. This is what we call contraction. Is contraction allowed in a friendly letter? Definitely.
Yes.
In a friendly letter, contraction is allowed. Yet, in the formal letter, it's not allowed at all. You cannot write, I am Hind al-Khayal. This is totally wrong. This is breaking the formality between you and the person you're talking to. You cannot say I'm, it's I am. I am. I will. Okay. What do I call this sign? Ladies and gentlemen, what do I call this sign?
Full
But
stop.
sorry, yeah.
What do I call it?
Sorry, if we don't use the contraction in formal letter, shall the examiner penalize us for not using it?
Definitely. If you're using the contraction in the formal letter, then you will be penalized, definitely. And if you're
Okay,
not,
but
yes,
yeah.
if you're not using it in a formal letter, you will definitely be penalized because you're not using the right language. Yeah?
Okay.
Be very, very formal with your friend or your family member. You don't have to, right?
Okay, got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. So what do we call this sign? This mark is called an exclamation mark. So for example, if you're saying, wow, then exclamation mark. What does this word wow showing us? What does it show? When do you usually say wow? When?
Surprising.
You're surprised.
You're surprised, yes? When you're surprised or stunned by something, you say wow, right? So being surprised is showing your
Feelings.
feelings. Very good. Shows your feelings, your emotions. Are you allowed to show your emotions in a friendly letter?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely no. Definitely yes. In a friendly letter, yes, you're allowed to show your emotions. What about the formal letter? Formal letter, do you have to show your emotions? Not at all. You would rather be or show facts rather than feelings and emotions. Right? You don't have to show your emotions. You don't have, by the way, to show that you're upset or angry. Especially that we'll encounter some letters. For example, write a letter to a company manager from which you got a broken down instrument, okay? To do a claim or to show that you're really upset with that and you want this problem to be solved as fast as possible. However, let me ask you a question. Can I show my being upset, my anger? Can I show this in the letter? Can I use my exclamation mark?
No, informal way, no.
Definitely not. This would be like improper, inappropriate to be done. You cannot do this at all. Unfortunately, all you have to do is to write facts rather than writing with emotions. Okay?
But sorry, in this context, I mean for complaining,
Yeah.
by saying that I'm a little bit disappointed or I was shocked. So I think this kind of words express some feelings.
Good. When you say that, well, I'm disappointed by the instrument or by the device that I got from your company, you don't have to end it up using an exclamation mark, yet it has feelings. Showing, you know what, Rami, if you write thanks, then a question, an exclamation mark is totally different than writing thanks, period. You guys know what's the difference between these two?
No.
Thank you
Yep.
very much. I'm full of thanks. I'm too grateful to you.
Okay.
You know, look at me and the way I'm showing it.
Okay. Ah, okay.
Thanks. doesn't have any feelings. I'm just saying it for the sake of saying it, because I have to say thanks for anyone who made me a favor, all right? So here, the exclamation mark is showing feelings. So this is, instead of saying thank you very much, you just say thanks and exclamation mark. So the same goes for when you say, I'm really disappointed. Then you put an exclamation mark. It's just like shouting in his face, I'm really disappointed with what you did to me. Yeah? And it's inappropriate language. You better use the period at the end of the sentence so that you can show him that your emotions are very stable and you don't have any grudges or feelings toward the man. Okay? This is the form of showing your, even your emotions. Okay? Okay, so emotions, contractions, what else? Can I use some titles? Can I use the titles and abbreviations to know what abbreviations are? Yes, me.
Like as soon as possible, AS.
Excellent. Yes. ASA.S.A.P. Am I allowed to use this in my letter?
For formal, no.
You guys are using it in your emails and in your formal letters, yet it's incorrect. Yeah? And let me say something. Writing a letter is too important. However, we're not using letters nowadays. We're using emails, which is the updated style of letters. That's why we need to learn how to write a formal email, which is almost the same as the outline of writing a letter. So it is called a letter, yet it is an email. Except for that, you don't write the subject and the person you're okay? Clear enough? So abbreviations, for example, ASAP, or as soon as possible, or RIP. What's RIP? Rest in peace. So can you send your condolences if some death case happened and say RIP from the Novartis company? Rest in peace. Yeah, if someone has passed away, can you write RIP? Definitely not.
No.
Yeah? You better say we send our condolences or our sad condolences to whoever is concerned. All right? So no abbreviations. Also, you're not supposed to say TV, for example. You bought a TV from a certain company and you discovered or you found out that it's not working, it's broken down. Can you write TV in a formal letter? Again, no, it's a trap. It's a television. You better write television. A full word. Television is correct. TV is incorrect. In the friendly letter, TV is allowed. Understand? Clear enough? So, no contraction, no emotion, no abbreviations, and no showing feelings in the formal letter. In the informal letter, you can show your emotions and feelings. You can use abbreviations, contractions. So, see you soon. See you soon. Nowadays, they write S-U-S. S-U-S. See you soon. This is a very, like a common language between the youngsters nowadays. S-U-S. See you soon. All right? Or thank you very much. How do they write it? THX. THX for thanks. THX. Thanks. Instead of saying the word thanks. So can you start, if you're writing a friendly letter, for example, I will ask you, can you start saying, I miss you so much. Is this a friendly or a formal?
Friendly.
It's a friendly letter. Please pass my warm greetings to your family and your wife.
This is
Formal.
Formal?
friendly.
It's friendly.
You can't say no, you better say kindly instead of please. And for a formal letter, you want to send your warm feelings and your warm kisses and hugs to other party's family. How would that be a formal letter? Yes?
Mm-hmm.
It can't be a formal. This must be friendly. By the way, some words are formal and other words are not, are friendly words. Like what? For example, if you're saying the word give in a friendly letter, okay? So I'm going to send you a gift. Please make sure you give it to your wife. This is for a friendly letter. The word give, could it be the same in a formal letter?
Oh, provide.
Excellent. Who's that? Yasmin?
Yes.
Good job. Provide. Instead of saying the word please, I use
Kindly.
excellent, kindly. So I can't say please. It's better if you use the word kindly. Can I use a command, an order, like open the door, fix the machine?
It's not formal. Maybe this is friendly.
This is a very friendly language. So using a command language or command verbs, do something or don't do anything, do and don't, is recommended in the friendly letter, whereas it's totally forbidden to be used in the formal letter. You would rather use kindly, I would appreciate, it would be highly appreciated if, okay? All right? Okay, so you guys understand this? Any questions before I move to the outline of writing both letters? Any questions?
I believe regarding the semi-formal, is there any codes or something? Yani, we
Semi-formal is rarely or rarely comes in the test. But yet, I can easily say that the semi-formal letter is a mix of both. You can use semi-formal, you can use some of this blended with some of that. That would be a semi-formal. So
I believe this is what we are used usually in our emails and.
Oh yes, if you're friendly with this person, but you need to maintain the formality, you usually use the semi-formal. So you use the word please sometimes instead of saying the word kindly. Yeah, you would never end your letter up. You saying that looking forward to hearing from you. Would that be a friendly language? Would that
No, this is formal language.
Very formal letter, but yet saying waiting on fire. How would that be? It's a very, very friendly letter or a friendly language. Yes? Okay, ladies and gentlemen? Azim, you seem to be a very, very good listener, but I just want to make sure that you're a good follower as well. So, yeah. A yes word in the middle would really, you know, awaken me up and would enlighten your screen so that I know that you're still following me. Okay?
Okay, okay.
Thank you very much. Okay, now let's move to the outline. But Hazem, let me tell you something. It's the first time to happen in my whole history to have a candidate in this way. I don't know what really happened. He just gave me the phone call. Hello, I'm Hazem. Who called you in the morning? They said, well, you can easily join my course today. And that was it. So it was the whole
totally unexpected also for me.
Totally unexpected, yes. Totally unexpected. So that's fine. It's my pleasure to see you in my class.
Yeah, for sure. Me too. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So today we're going to talk about the outline of how would my letter seem or supposed to look like. All right? First of all, I have to start with the word dear. And by the way, most of the time the IELTS examiners ask you or write to you in the exam paper that you should start with dear. All right? Start with dear. But I have a question here. If my name is Hind al-Khayat, would that be good to say, dear Mrs. Hind? Is that right or wrong? Form a letter.
No, I think without any abbreviations, it will be the name directly.
The name, that I'm totally aligned.
Dear Hind, you mean?
Dear Hind.
Dear Hind?
Yes.
This is all? Okay. Dear Hind is correct. Dear Mrs. Hind is incorrect. If you're calling someone by his or her title, then it's so inappropriate to call him or her by his or her first name. It's better to be the last name. So, dear Mrs. El-Fayed. All right? Family name. This is notice number 1. For a formal letter, never call someone you're writing a letter to for the first time with his or her first name. After the word Mrs. or Mr. And by the way, some people get confused in Mrs. Muhammad, Dahman, Mrs.
Yes.
S, Mr. MR, Miss, and we rarely use this, MS, Dr. DR, yeah, engineer, ENG. Some of you may ask, these are abbreviations, right?
Yes.
Yes? Am I supposed to use these abbreviations? When it comes to Mr., Mrs., and Miss, yes. The rest of them write doctor, engineer, but this rarely comes in the IELTS test, so please don't break your mind, then my mind with that, okay? Not to you. So it's Mrs., Miss, or Mr., all right?
All right.
You know his or her name. If you don't know their names, so it's better if you write.
So we can use them in the formal, Mrs. or Miss.
Yes, this is the formal letter that I'm describing now. So you can write dear.
I'm asking about we can write Mrs. MRS or like this in formal. It's correct?
Definitely, yes, you can.
Okay.
Yes. So dear Mr. Mohammed, for example. Dear Mr. Ted, all right? And then you put a comma. If you know the name. What if you don't know the name? You better write, dear those who are concerned. Comma. Or dear Mr. period slash Mrs. period comma. Right? Dear Mr., dear Mrs.
What about dear sir, for example?
Yeah, dear sir is a good one too. Dear sir is a good one. You can write it. Or dear sir. Okay? That's one. After you write this, you should move to something else called the introduction. Actually, this should be the outline of the letter. This should be the way it looks like. This should be the way it looks like. Can you notice here? What can you notice? Someone please to tell me. What can you guys notice?
3 paragraphs.
Very good. Paragraphs. And how do I know that this is the end of my paragraph and this is the beginning of another paragraph? How would I know this? By what?
Indentation of the first.
Yes, Hazem, mashallah, Hazem woke up now. Hazem, great, good job. Now, Khalas, he's not shy anymore. He broke the wall. Okay, so it's about the indentation, indent, leaving an indent at the beginning of every line. We call it indent, I-N-D-E-N-T. This is an indent. All right? So you leave an indent at the beginning of each line, the beginning of each line of the paragraph. You either leave an indent or is there another way? Is there another way rather than leaving an indent? Yes, what is it? It's just to
They
leave
start with capital letter.
No, it's just leaving.
Spaces between the paragraphs.
What's that? Say it again, Hazel.
Spaces between the paragraphs, like on line empty.
Yes, leave a blank line between paragraphs. Very good. So you either leave an indent, 4-finger space indent, or you leave a blank line between paragraphs. All right? Clear enough? Okay. Dahman, are you following me?
I follow his video, sometimes stopping.
Okay.
But I follow you, no problem. It's my problem. I will upgrade my internet, inshallah, as soon as possible.
طيب Dahman, let me I will send you this recording once I'm done with that. Okay? Once
No
I'm
problem,
done
no
with
problem.
the class. It's no, I can't. Yani, how would you say that it's no problem? Why do you intend that? Why do you attend the course then? Let me send this episode to you, okay? So that you can watch it later on whenever you have time and whenever you're full. You're too hungry now. I pity you, man. So here, every time you attend my class hungry, that's bad. So here, we call this the introduction, intro. Then I would consider this to be 2 body paragraphs. And before I end up my letter, I have to add something else, which I call, after the body paragraphs. What's the 3rd paragraph that I write? What do
Conclusion.
Huh?
Conclusion.
Very good. It's the conclusion, which is the 3rd paragraph. So, introduction, body paragraph, and the 3rd is the conclusion. Okay? Got it? You guys
So,
got
and what is the middle? What are you writing in the middle?
It is the body paragraph. The body paragraph. And some people are saying that writing is just like, I'm sorry, Mohammed, I know that you're still so hungry, but I have to give this example. This is a burger sandwich, all right? A burger sandwich, yes, the ingredients are, this is bun number 1, the first bun of the sandwich, in which you find the celery and the nice dough of the bun. Then this is bun 2. And here is the fillings. In the fillings, I can find burgers, onions, lettuce, peas, what else? Chili,
Olives, pickles.
olives, some pickles, maybe mayonnaise. I'm sorry, Mohammed. Khalas, I'm sorry.
Enough, and please. No.
This is torsion, and
I'm sorry. My point is that the more ingredients you put in your sandwich, the more texture and mouth dropping it is, right? Yeah?
Right.
So the more fillings you put in the sandwich, the more appealing it is to you, correct? So what about putting one burger in between? Would that be delicious? A delicious sandwich? Can I call it a delicious burger sandwich? Surely not. It won't be the tempting sandwich. The tempting sandwich must have a lot in its body. So the body here I cannot get enough of just the burger of 1 paragraph. In the body, I have to write all the details. Pickles, onions, burger, cheese, lettuce, olives.
I got it.
Okay? Okay. Fill it up with as many information as you can. Okay? But be careful. There is an enemy that is running after you, which is your time. That's why I'm always telling my candidates that you guys have to watch your watch. Watch your watch. You have to be very careful because some people do not pay attention that they are running short of time, and unfortunately they find out that the hour is over and they're still writing their own task 1. Okay? Task 1, by the way, weighs 1/3 of the total way of the writing. So it's only 1/3 the score. The other 2/3 go for the essay. So only 1/3 the score, the 1/3 of the score goes for the letter. That's why we give it 1/3 the time, all right? And also 1/3 the word limit that they are giving you, okay? Okay, so again, I have to write the introduction, body paragraph in which I have to add all the details, and finally the conclusion. Now I'm going to move to something else. What should I write? in each and every part of the letter. Okay? Any questions before I erase my board?
For the body, it is one paragraph or more than one paragraph. Since you draw here, it's 2 paragraphs, right?
At least 2. So it's cheese and burger. This is the least you can offer. Yeah?
Okay.
Other than that, you can add as many as possible. Especially, Hazem, that they are not going to give you 2 questions. Most probably, they give you 4 questions in which you have to write a paragraph for each answer of these paragraphs. Got me?
Yeah, I need to address each question in different paragraph.
Very good. You have to address each question in a different paragraph. But you know what? Most of the times, the last question is the conclusion paragraph. So you need to write 3 paragraphs for the body paragraphs and 1 paragraph for the conclusion, which is the last question in the writing process. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, great. This picture that you put makes me feel like you're alive because the smile that you're wearing on your face, I feel like it's a real smile. So it's a fake picture, I can tell. Okay. So for the introduction now, what should I include in the introduction? You guys tell me. For those who had already experienced the test 1, twice, or more.
The purpose of the letter, it depends whether it's formal or informal. If it's informal, we start with greeting and the purpose of the letter. Just to give the reader an idea about the content of the letter. Similarly, with formal letter, just to give directly, we'll give them the purpose of the letter.
Okay, why am I here then? You should be the lecturer for this class.
Not at all, not me.
Great, Rani, mashallah. Okay, so
thank you.
For the introduction, you are writing a formal letter. We have 2 parts to take care of. Number 1 is introducing yourself. Okay, so for the introduction, you should write an introduction to yourself, presentation. You should present yourself. Who are you and why are you writing this letter to me? So for the introduction, we have A and B. A, to introduce yourself. B is the reason why you're writing this letter. This is for the introduction. So, you can easily start with, my name is Sayed, who's been on the same flight from Riyadh to Cairo with you 2 weeks ago, sitting on the seat right next to you, and by coincidence, something's happened, and then after 30 minutes, we changed the seat. Okay? Then I reminded you with who I am. I'm writing this letter too. This is the second part, and it's still in the introduction. We usually use this phrase, I'm writing this letter too. I'm writing this letter too. Ask for your advice or seek your precious advice about. Okay? I'm writing this letter in order to get some help from your side. I'm writing this letter to apply in the vacancy you told me about when we were together on board of the same flight. Okay? Whatever reasons you have. These reasons can differ from one letter to another. So again, number 1, introduce yourself. Number 2, in the same part, why are you writing the letter? Done?
Okay, but just, yeah, if you don't mind, I have been told before that in the introduction of myself, I shouldn't mention my name. My name is going to be mentioned at the end of the letter. So it's inappropriate to mention my name in the beginning.
Okay, that's good. It's not inappropriate. Yet, if you believe that it is a very evident detail that may remind your listener with you, then there is no problem with mentioning it.
Okay.
If it is an indication, the indication or the only indication that would remind this person with you as a person, and, someone who is not very famous to him or popular to him, then why not? Anyway, you're going to name, it's not a secret. Yes?
Oh, yeah.
We're not very strict in writing letters, okay? Once it comes to the rules, we're very strict. But once it comes to the components of the letter and the ingredients of the letter, the ingredients of the letter, we're a little bit flexible. That's fine, as long as you're going to do or to write whatever you're targeting, okay?
Okay.
Now let's move to the body paragraphs. The body paragraphs. Body paragraphs, as you will see now, you will be given a writing prompt. A writing prompt. In this writing prompt, allow me please to mute your microphones for a minute. I'm sorry. Mute all. Yes, mute all except me. A laptop wants to mute me too. And we keep watching each other, waving, signal like, okay. Okay. So, yes, for the body paragraph. For the body paragraph, what should I include? It's simply the answers to the given questions. In a very simple way, the answers to the given questions. But in what way should I write these answers? That's the question. Now, you guys attended with me our speaking course, right? For the speaking, what did I usually, or what did I always suggest you to do or asked you to do? We usually start with the main, unmute, you're muted.
Main idea.
Very good, main idea. Then
Supporting idea.
Then
Examples.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Again, I've been confirming and focusing and putting all my stress and emphasis on this idea. In the English language, people, and also in the Arabic, if you have any book in the whole world, and you start opening it and reading the first sentence, you will find out that these people should start with the main or the big idea. Then they support this big idea with supporting details. And finally, they give you examples to convince you in the fastest manner, in the fastest way ever. How's that? I'm going to give you an example. So, if you're saying that you're writing this letter to this man so that you apply for the job vacancy that was announced in the newspaper last week, okay, in one of his companies. And you believe that you are a sufficient and a qualified person for that job. So my main idea here would be, I'm a qualified applicant. I believe that I am the most qualified applicant for this vacancy. And definitely I say, I believe, otherwise, Yani, how humble I am. Okay, so I believe I'm one of the most qualified or the most qualified applicant for this vacancy. This would be my main idea. What supporting details would you give to convince your listener or to convince this man that you're the most convenient or qualified applicant for this job? For example, a waiter, and pardon me, for application for this vacancy or for being a waiter, being sales manager, let it be sales manager instead of waiter. Waiter is not that good. For being a sales manager.
Qualifications and experiences.
No, give me qualifications and experiences. I would appreciate if you start writing at least 3 supporting details to this idea. and one example. Now in your copybooks, please. Three supporting details and examples to support this idea. And one example. 2 minutes. After you're done, I would appreciate if you start discussing it together after 2 minutes from now. Are you guys done? Hello? Done?
Yes.
Seems like not yet. Yalla, discuss it. As if I'm not here.
Yes, I'm done. I'm done.
Mahbub, what did you write?
I wrote down the qualifications and as the graduation, the training course.
Mahbub,
Yeah.
go right to the point. Don't give me introductions. Tell me, what did you write? What qualifications did you write?
Graduation from the Faculty of Commerce.
I've been graduated from Faculty of Commerce.
Commerce.
Yes.
I have been. Sorry.
Sanya. Just a minute. Do I have to give simple sentences, ya Mahbub? I've been graduated from Faculty of whatever. I'm 23 years old.
Starting with fillers. We may have to start with fillers better.
All right. So.
Okay. Well, but I think well is better in speaking.
Yeah, صح. Yes, correct.
Okay.
We'll move to something else, yeah, Mahbub, and I will tell you about it, but later on. Just give me now the supporting details.
Okay. Training courses as people management, strategic thinking courses, MBA, Master in Business Administration, and this is an example for qualifications.
Perfect.
Okay. What and in regards to the experiences, I worked for a sales manager for 3 years. I've been I have mm, maybe we can say this is dot. I'm trying to complete what I typed down as
Incomplete
bullet.
idea. Okay, but that could be a good example, by the way, that you've mentioned that you've been working as a sales manager for 3 years. That could be a good example. Yes? All right, thank you very much. Hazem, how do you find this, these supporting details?
Actually, I write some little details about the experience that I am working in the sales field for more than, for example, 5 years. Meanwhile, achieving the best sales employee award in one company 3 times in last year, for example.
We were awarded, Hazem, passive voice. We were awarded.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
Yes.
And getting management of let's say manage some people for my last, or manage sales employee for getting sales manager position for my last year.
Very good. Very good. This is more than enough. Amazing. Okay, thank you very much. Nuha.
Yes.
What did you write?
I wrote that I have graduated from Faculty of Tourism and I took MBA in Business Administration. I am a motivated person and I can conduct well with the employee, and also I can improve the company sales in and outside the company, inside and outside the company.
That was quite good. Excellent job. What about Rami?
Okay, so I wrote in relation to my background, my academic background. So I started with, as for my academic background, I graduated.
Rami,
Yes, hello. Hello.
ده sound عندك هتبقى more than perfect.
Yes.
ده sound عندك فيها مشكلة يا رامي. ده sound.
That?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
With the sound. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So as for my academic background, I graduated with a master's degree of business administration from Cairo University in 2010.
Okay. You said with again.
Okay.
Yeah.
With okay. Okay. And I achieved a consistent results which reflect my determination and my hardworking attitude. My major was in people management. Therefore, I believe I'm the best fit candidate for the job. For this job.
For this job. Very good. Okay. Thank you very much. That was quite impressive. All right. Let's take Basil.
Okay.
Yalla Basil.
First of all, I want to talk about my academics. I graduated from Faculty of Pharmacy, Cairo University in 2016. I worked in pharmacy in the second biggest branch in the second bigger branch in Lazavi pharmaceutical chains for nearly a year and a half. Then I have been in Saudi Arabia in a pharmacy for since the last September. So despite my younger age, I was chosen from my superiors to be the branch manager. So I guess I am the best qualified for this career.
Okay, so I guess I'm one of the best qualified people, or the best qualified candidate among all those applicants for this job. Thank you very much. Basil, you were great. Amazing. Yasmin.
Yes.
What supporting details did you write, my dear?
May I write? I have graduated from.
Yasmin?
Yes. I'm
You're a little bit nervous?
Hello? Yes.
A little bit nervous, Yasmin. I just want you to relax and take it easy. Guys,
Yeah.
we're all making mistakes, okay? And we're almost the
okay.
same level. All right, dear? Take it easy.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, deep
Yes.
breath. Breath out and start
I'm
speaking.
not nervous, by the way.
I
How
felt
you
it.
feel that?
All right, I don't know, but I could tell it from your, the vibes in your sound. So,
Maybe
okay.
because I'm moving from one room to another.
Oh,
So that maybe
maybe.
you feel it.
Okay. So,
Okay.
finally, please go
Actually, I graduated from Jordan University of Science and Technology as a pharmacist in 2009. And I worked as a medical representative in Damascus and Syria for 3 years. As I achieved a lot of success stories at that time in terms of team management, time management, and how I achieve my goal and how I can deal with the challenge and handle it. After that, I moved to Saudi Arabia and joined the company, another pharmaceutical company, and worked for 2 years as a senior medical representative, as I have learned a lot from my colleagues, and I have gained many skills and competences from my colleagues, which make me highly qualified and highly skilled, and one of the best candidates to get this job or this position.
يعني قولي كمان يا ست الكل بجد ما يتقالكيش غير قولي كمان يا ست الكل. It's more than perfect.
Thank you.
Perfect. ما شاء الله تبارك الله. Impressive. ما شاء الله. Excellent. Great job, يا ياسمين.
Thank you. Thank you much.
Who didn't give an answer? Mustafa? يلا quickly.
Well, I've graduated from Cairo University, class 2016, and I have worked at one of the major branches in the largest chains of pharmacies in Egypt for 1 year and a half, and also I have, as I have experience after graduation, I have also a major experience before graduation. I was a leader of one of the major biggest student activities in Cairo University, which reflects my leadership experience.
Is this all?
I guess so.
Oh, don't you have any other details?
Well, I reflect my leadership, my experience, my academic degree.
Yes. Excellent. But, overall, it was impressive. Really impressive. Excellent. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. I believe that there's something called soft skills. Have you ever heard about the soft skills? Huh?
Yeah, it's related to the skills.
Yes, it's
Interpersonal skills. I mean, agility, problem solving, and so on.
okay. Very good. Problem solving. What else? Being sociable.
Presentation skills, communication skills,
problem solving skills. What else? Working in a team, right?
under stress.
Working under goddamn stress. Yes. And so
Time management, we can say.
very good. Time management. Excellent. This is one of the soft skills that we really need. Thank you very much. That was impressive. So this is enough for, don't you think that these information are very much enough for supporting details? And for giving examples, you can say that I've worked for around 13 years or 9 years in the same job. And now I'm very much qualified. Also, I've been recognized by all the companies that I have worked at, which is proved by the many certificates and certificates of recognition that I've received and the letters of endorsement that I got from the different companies that I worked at. Would that be a good example to prove to your listener that you are professional enough? Yes? All right. Now let's move to the conclusion. Conclusion. What should I write in the conclusion?
Sorry, I have one question here before we
Yes.
used for some international or some standard certifications like PMP or MPE. Those are considered as abbreviations, or it's known one? And should I write project management professional instead of PMP, or no? It's acceptable to write that I got a certification in PMP, for example.
Well, some certificates are called certificates of recognition. Recognition means certificate of appreciation that you usually get from your company. And these are not, authorized certificates. Authorized, like MPA is an authorized one. It's a certified one, which is known worldwide, like the CELTA certificate, for example, or the MBA, or any other certificates, or the what do we call it for doctors? What do they usually have? Anyway, these are certified certificates. Certified means authorized and authenticated from well-known either governments or institutions. All right. Other than that, they're called certificate of recognition or appreciation. This is all. Either appreciation, recognition, which are the normal ones that we usually get from our companies on periodic or regular basis, like annually or half annually, like per semester, for example, or those ones which are certified and authorized from an authenticated government or an authenticated institution. Okay, Hazan, did this answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Great, you're welcome, you're welcome. Okay, now let's move to the conclusion. What makes my conclusion a good conclusion? What's the conclusion is mainly the what? What do we call the conclusion?
The end of letter.
The summary.
The summary and end of letter.
Yes, sometimes the conclusion is the summary, especially in the essay. The conclusion is usually the summary, the wrap-up of the whole topic. Yes? In the letter, actually, it's a little bit different, because in the conclusion, if you're writing this letter in order to find a solution to the problem that we were talking about minutes ago. So I believe that the best place to put your suggestions to get solutions to this problem is your conclusion. So if they're asking you to find some solutions to a specific problem, put it in the conclusion. If you're writing the final, you're putting like the final remarks about a certain things, put it in the conclusion, and don't forget to close it or end the letter up using some very specific like cliches. Cliches like what? Like, for example, waiting impatiently to hearing from you, to hearing from you, waiting impatiently to hearing, not hear, hearing from you. All right? What else? Do we have any other things? Yes, definitely. Who can give me another closing to the letter writing? To the letter writing.
It depends on the context. I mean, for instance, here we can say that thank you so much for your time and consideration of my application.
Very good. Thank you very much for your time and consideration. What else?
Okay. As you mentioned, if I'm looking forward to be interviewed by the employer, I can say that I'm waiting impatiently, as you mentioned.
I look forward to hearing from you.
Yeah, I look forward to it. Okay.
Thank you very much. Or you can say that your prompt action will be highly appreciated. Prompt action. This is the way I write the word prompt action. Prompt, how do you spell it, guys? Yun?
PROMPT.
Very good. Your prompt action will be highly appreciated. Prompt action will be, prompt means fast and quick. So your prompt action would be highly appreciated. I would really appreciate your prompt action. Okay, waiting impatiently to hearing from you. Looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much for your precious time. All right. And then you end up this letter by closing it. How? We usually write faithfully, faithfully, and please watch out the spelling to this word, because most of you make mistakes in regards to the spelling of this word. They misspell this word. Faithfully, faithfully. So faithfully, faithfully. Then don't forget the comma after faithfully in the same line. Faithfully, it's written like this. Faithfully, then comma, and your name, Ahmed, for example. All right? So it should look like this. Faithfully, Ahmed. Instead of faithfully.
What about the best regards?
Yes. Instead of faithfully, you can write many other words. Best regards. Yes. Best regards. Also, you can write yours, comma. Also, sincerely. All right. Some people are saying that sincerely is not for a formal letter, yet the American attitude nowadays, it does not differentiate between these words. They write any of these words in any type of a letter. So they write yours, sincerely, faithfully, at the end of any and every letter. Best regards, also yours is, they don't mind if you write yours in a formal letter as well. Okay, so the most important thing is not to forget the comma and your name by the end of the letter. All right, and to your surprise, dear, whatever, and the ending of this letter does not count in the test. But again, you have to maintain the good outline of a letter. All right. For now, I'm done with writing a letter. All right. This is the outline that I wanted you to be familiar with. I'm going to show you one model example of letter writing. So let's go have a look at.
Can I ask one question about why you mentioned to it is to hearing, not to hear from you?
Yes, definitely. Okay. Well, to plus verb and ing here is the only case where you can hear the word to, plus gerund, which is in the letter. To plus gerund is very frequent usage to the gerund after to. So you don't say, I look forward to see you or to hear. No, it's to hearing or to seeing or to meeting. So I look forward to plus gerund. This is a rule. All right?
It is to, not for. يعني I am looking for meet.
I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Or I'm looking forward for meeting you. Yeah?
Yeah.
But it's better if you use the same cliche, which is I'm looking forward to do something. All right? Doing something, actually not to do something, to doing something. So I'm looking forward to hearing, to seeing, to meeting, whatever you would like or you're looking forward to. Okay?
Okay.
Good. So now I would love to share my screen with you. And guys, I'm really sorry if I'm taking more than 2 hours, but I believe that I have to spend this time with you now. I know it's the end of the day and you're already exhausted. Yet we need to finish this part. I cannot cut this part into a smaller part. Okay, now I'm sharing my screen with you. Am I? No, I'm not. Not yet. Share screen. This is IELTS 12. And if you guys are planning to join us in this course, inshallah, I'm going to provide you with these resources. Let's have a look at, this is Cambridge 12 General, all right? First writing task here will be the Bismillah, here we go. All right, writing task 1 here. Look, so they're saying that you should spend 20 minutes on this task. Alhamdulillah, they are giving us the assigned time that I should fix or that I should assign for this task. 20 minutes, more than this. You work at home and have a problem with a piece of equipment that you use for your job. Write a letter to the shop or the company which supplied the equipment. In this letter, describe the problem with the equipment. Explain how the problem is affecting your work. Say what you want the shop or the company to do. All right? And that's all. This is task 1. For task 1, I said before that we should spend at least maximum 20 minutes. But in these 20 minutes, you have to spend at least 7 minutes for your brainstorming. And what do I mean by the word brainstorming? Brainstorming means, number 1, to annotate. To annotate. To annotate is to do what? Annotate means to draw a line and to circle the most important clue words that you have in this writing prompt. So number 1, you work at home and you have a problem with a piece of equipment, all right? You use for the job. So it's not a home usage. This is not for your home. This is for your work at home, all right? So what do they say? Write a letter to the shop or the company. So here, underlining this. This gives me an indication that what type of letter it is. Is it a formal or a friendly or a semi-formal?
Formal.
Formal, definitely, because this is apparently you're writing to someone you don't know. So a company which supplied the equipment. In this letter, number 1, I should describe the problem. Describe the problem. Explain how this problem is affecting your work. Affecting your work. Then finally, what you want the shop or the company to do. What you want them to do. Okay? So how many questions do I have? Apparently, there are 3 questions. Remember that next time, inshallah, I will tell you how to do the brainstorming. For that, I want you to start writing this letter as a home assignment, okay? Write the letter as a home assignment. And you will send it, once you're done with it, you will send it to me via my email, which I think all of you know it. I don't know whether all of you know it or not, but I will send it on our WhatsApp group, okay? Let me write it down here. Please make note with this email, all right, which is okay. This is my email on which I want you to write your letters and send it as an attachment to it. You will get it checked. I will write down all the mistakes that you made, and I will assign some other tasks to be done, or some other, for example, if you have difficulties with your vocabulary, I will give you some vocabulary list. If you have problems with the grammar, I will tell you which grammar lessons that you should study, or if you have any other recommendations I would give, I would never hesitate to give you this recommendation. For this time only, we're going to write our letter without planning, but next time, inshallah, we will have to do the planning before we start writing a letter. But because I don't want you guys to forget all about what we've learned today, I would allow you to write without brainstorming. In brief, what do I mean by the word brainstorming? In a very short brief. In a short brief, this is the brainstorming here. You write a problem with a device, all right? What do they want us to talk? Number 1, describe the problem. So number 1, I should describe my problem. For example, it's a problem with my printer, all right? Number 2, another error. which is explain the problem. How is the problem affecting your work? So it's the problem's effect. The problem's effect. What would be the problem's effect? Let me write with the text, please. What would be the effect? It could be it's affecting my workflow. My workflow. Yeah. It could be also affecting my what? Time schedule. Yes. Especially that I have a specific time to submitting my assignment. Yeah, submitting assignments, which may affect the point or my manager's point of view about me. Yes, and later on, if this problem continues to exist, this might affect my reputation at work, that I usually delay my assignments or my tasks. All right? Okay, so this is for question 3. Explain how the problem is affecting your work. And number 4 is say what you want the company to do. So can I have any ideas, guys, ladies and gentlemen? Ideas about how would you like them to do, or how would you like them to act? Solutions to this problem?
Yep. Maybe asking them to repair the device.
Okay.
Or ask for refund.
Okay.
Or replacing.
Very
it depends.
Good. Excellent. So repair, refund, or replacement. Correct? These are 3 solutions. Replacement. These are 3 solutions that I can extend and write more details about each one of them. Remember, why am I writing all this? I'm writing this all for one purpose, which is العلم صيد والكتابة قيده. What do I mean by this? I mean, we are all Arabs, right? Do you guys understand? All of you understand Arabic, right? I think yes. Yes. Want to speak here? Yes, you guys and all of you understand Arabic, mashallah. So the point is that sometimes we have, especially those people who are very, very scientific, those who have a scientific mentalities, they find it really difficult to catch their ideas because they have a very strong current of ideas while thinking. That's why I'm telling you, you have to just, catch your own hunt. In order to catch it, you have to write it before it runs away. العلم صيد والكتابة قيده. This is what I want you to learn, that if you have something in mind, you have to catch it. And the only place you have to catch your ideas is this brainstorming diagram. Some people call it a spider diagram because it looks like a spider. It has so many arms here and there. You can call it octopus diagram, for example. No matter what, the most important thing is to do it. All right? Why do I write this? Because I need to write my most important ideas, okay? And then out of this, you can write your supporting details to each and every one. So the problem is the printer. And then you talk about the importance of a printer at your work. Then number 2, you're talking about explaining how the problem is affecting. This problem is affecting my manager, for example, because 1, 2, 3. And it's affecting my workflow because 1, 2, 3. And examples, don't forget the examples for each paragraph, for each idea. For the conclusion, which is part number 3, how would you expect this to be happened? You give us conclusion, you give us solutions, and at the same time, develop your ideas. Don't just write solution. You just have to develop your ideas. I hope you understand my class for today. Thank you very much for being too much patient with spending around 2 hours and a half in one class. Thanks a lot. May Allah reward you with the best. He rewards one of his slaves. Jazakallah khairan. See you very, very soon, inshallah, on Wednesday. Yes? And I'm waiting impatiently to read your letters. All right? Any questions before I leave?
Thank you.
Any questions? No?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hint.